Sports Video Group is having a great time here in Seattle at the 2025 SVG Esports Production Summit. We're at the RBC of Riot Games, and pleased to be joined by Ray Kasprzyk from Evertz, who's one of the exhibitors at the show today. Ray, thanks so much for taking the time, and wonderful to see you. How you doing?
Thank you. Yeah, good. It's been a great showing, especially here in Seattle as opposed to the normal location for SVG. So it's been really great.
It is cool when you can come to a cool facility like this and like actually see stuff in action.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys, speaking of seeing stuff in action, you're doing a really cool demo here where you're showing kind of a cool routing solution that you all are introducing right now. Can you walk us through it for the audience? What are some of the cool things that this enables?
Yeah, so if we just kind of look at the actual demo system, everything that you see here is actually happening all on this table. So it is a full production end-to-end where we have specifically our Dreamcatcher, what's playing out clips. It's sending it to our next router, which just is underneath here. So our next router being the largest 12 gig SDI router in the industry, but also being able to take all of those feeds and display them on not one, but two different multi-viewers. So on here, we have our standard edition multi-viewer, which actually lives on the hardware. And then we also have our bells and whistle multi-viewer, which is just at the top there. So we have a very large variety of multi-viewing capability. From that point, we're actually taking our multi-viewing and encoding it and sending it to our Vue platform. So Vue actually transforms the way that you do production, because instead of just a router control panel, it's actually a system control panel. So everything that you're doing from routing to multi-viewer layouts to UDX control. So you can see here I have my routing here. I have my layout capability. I also have confidence monitoring here as well. I can do, in this specific case, we actually have our UDX where I can do video procking, I can do up-down cross-convert, etc., all in one interface. Also, in addition to that, we have our Dreamcatcher, so our replay system. So of course, Dreamcatcher, we're able to do all of your replay as well as doing all of the individual pieces for the production. So on top of that Dreamcatcher layer, so all of that replay capability, we have our Bravo. So Bravo is a new method of storytelling, being able to bring in everything on touch panels, or we also have button panels as well to make, depending on the user, right? They always decide if they want more buttons or not, or depending on what their preference is. We have both. So you can make all of your routes. If it's program preview, you can have a 2-box. I can select my 2-box and actually move where I want it to be, or I can route within that box however I want, etc. I have key fill layers, I have audio shuffling. I really have a complete production, like I said, on this table. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really, really cool to be able to do those kinds of things in such a nice, compact solution that you all have here. In addition to exhibiting here, you were on a panel talking about some of the technological advancements that are happening, and specifically the topic of this event of esports production.
Yes.
So having worked in that and seen the unique needs, wants, demands of that kind of environment compared to other live productions, entertainment, sports, whatever it may be. What were some of the highlights from that talk? What are some of the solutions that you feel like, or the needs that are really bubbling to the top when it comes to esports producers specifically?
Yeah, so whenever we talk about esports, there's really two different pieces, right? There's the REMI piece and then there's the on-prem piece.
Sure.
So the REMI piece, we've really kind of upped our game in terms of Evertz with our new control system Exchange, which is specifically for REMI production workflows. So being able to put in all of your encodes and bring it to the cloud and actually do up-down cross or whatever it may be in the cloud, and then bringing it back down to those places like we are here.
Sure.
And once you're here, well, all of those signals need to be decoded, so bulk decode and what that looks like. But then also on the other side of that, we have on-prem devices. And when we talk about on-prem devices, you still are going to have your cameras. You're still going to need your SDI or 2110 or whatever it may be. So really leveling up our game in that aspect of being able to have, for example, in the next router, we have SDI, we have 2110, we have JPXS, everything in one router, all in one platform that you can have in flight packs to go wherever the esports venue happens to be, but also having it here where you can have a super large system, which would, in our case, in the next, it goes up to 960 by 960, so quite large.
Yeah.
In terms of SDI, but if that's not large enough, which in Riot's case it wasn't, that's when you look at 2110.
Well, we really appreciate you being a part of the event, showing this stuff off, and sharing your expertise in the panel. Ray, pleasure to meet you, and thanks so much for the time today.
Pleasure.
All right, for more of everything going on here at the SVG Esports Production Summit and more of what Evertz is up to, head on over to our website at sportsvideo.org.